Seen a load of stuff online recently of people selling, people panic selling, people thinking everything's crashing, things are going to the floor, not even to the moon, to the floor. And look, there is a price dip. You know, we are seeing things become cheaper. Today we'll be looking at some booster boxes, some product which have come down and gone a bit cheaper and more affordable for people, which is good. That's what we want to see. And look, there isn't a crash. I mean, my overall seal product has fallen probably, I don't know, maybe about 10% or so, 10 to 15% over the past 30 days, 30, 40 days. So it has been going down. I mean, I have been selling off some of my stuff recently that have appreciated over the past like 4 years. I bought back in 2021, and I'm happy to, like, you know what, I'm gonna offload some of these. They've appreciated so much in value that I'm happy to now sell them off and pick up some other stuff. Now the stuff is dipping in price as well. I'm like, oh, now's a good time to sneak in and pick up a few bits here and there, which I think is a good time, to be honest, to do something like that. So we'll be looking at TCG Player today. We'll be looking at some of these falling prices, and I'm going to be talking to you guys what I would be looking at picking up right now going into 2026 with some of these products, you know, dipping a little bit. So let's get into it. Okay, first one I'm going to talk about is Destined Rivals. Of course, Destined Rivals came out earlier on this year and it boomed to like no tomorrow. You know, we expected it to fall, right? It did reach like $500 a box at one point. So we're looking at, you know, 380-ish right now for the market price of Destined Rivals. Here in the UK, it has fallen as well. You can pick them up for about 300, I think. It's pretty much the price point. Still pretty expensive, in my opinion, for a set that's so new, but it is what it is. We go back the last 6 months, we can see the journey of Destined Rivals, and this set came out pretty strong, and then it took a little bit of a dip, and I expected it to fall even more, but it didn't. And then it just kept going up and up and up and up, and as we can see there, $500, and now it has started to fall a little bit. Still very, very expensive. In my opinion, I do think that this is going to be the best booster box set in the whole of the Scarlet and Violet era. I've been picking up a few Destined Rivals since the little bit of a dip. There have been some that I managed to pick up for just under 300, for like 280-ish, which, you know, it's okay. Will Pokemon reprint these? That is the question. In 2026, will we actually see Pokemon get on top of reprinting specifically booster boxes? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a weird one, right? The whole of Scarlet and Violet has been pretty bad in the form of reprints, especially sets that came out last year in 2024 and even this year in 2025. It's going to be really interesting to see if we actually do see booster boxes and not them just going, here's some random collection box or tins that contain Destined Rivals packs. I want to talk about the booster box side of things. So we look here, right? I mean, it has dropped. You could be like, oh my god, the sky is falling when you see a booster box go from the crazy highs of $500, right? It was up 87%, and now it's up 43%. So you're like, oh my days, it's dropped a fair amount. And for me, I'm like, it's still very, very good. Now, I do expect it to fall even more if we do get reprints. But if you're holding out and waiting for this to, you know, drop down to MSRP, I think you might as well be hoping the pigs fly. I really just don't see that happening. Now, you could find some MSRP when restocks happen if a store or wherever is willing to sell them MSRP, which I have found very little that do that, like a whole box anyway. A lot of these places that do sell MSRP, maybe just selling loose packs or something along those lines. But if it's a sealed box, they're more than likely going to be selling it at a market, or they're going to be selling it on eBay or something like that at silly, silly prices. So for me, I do think that Destined Rivals is going to continue to fall. When we look at the sales data, I mean, we're looking at about 380-ish, to be fair. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is falling, but it's not too bad. Okay, next up we've got Prismatic booster bundles. Of course, over in the US, these got heavily restocked, and you know, we do expect to see dips happen. So it has fallen by 12% over the past 3 months. We go back over the last 6 months, it has gone down overall, and we go back to when it first came out. It is pretty much at the lowest. It's at the lowest it's ever been. So that's a really, really good sign for the booster bundles. The sealed case of booster bundles is very, very expensive, but like silly expensive, right? So you look, I think I've seen people here in the UK selling for like £1,000. I'm like, well, booster bundles here are like 50. So it's like I can pick up 10 for 500. It's just the fact it's a sealed case play seems to double the value. But I think, yeah, Prismatic Evolutions booster bundles, now's a great time to pick them up. You know, they just keep falling. And yeah, I think they're really, really good, especially for, you know, under $60. You look at under $10 a pack. Same here in the UK, if you could pick them up for 50, I think it's a really, really good deal. Yeah, fall in, but not that bad. Okay, Surging Sparks. So this one came out at the end of last year. I really like it. I think it's a very, very strong set. We're looking at $240. So this one has also come down from its all-time high. So we go back 6 months and we can see what happened. It was around 200. Then it actually went up in September up to $300. And now we have seen a substantial drop. To be honest, that's actually no joke. The fact it's come down by like $60, which is a pretty hefty amount. It's kind of gone back to where it was before that spike. So is Surging good for $240? Yeah, I think it's actually pretty solid. Will it get reprinted though? That is the question. We're not going to be seeing it on that same volume as we saw here, right? Of how much was available for Surging. I just don't see that happening. But I do think that Surging is a pretty good one to look out for, especially for around like 240. I think that's a really, really good deal. Okay, let's talk about Prismatic. Is Prismatic falling? Is the sky falling for Prismatic ETBs? Again, over in the US, we did see a restock. You know, Costco's and the like were pumping out this like no tomorrow. No is the answer to that. It's gone up 27% over the past 3 months, which is, you know, over $130. Pretty impressive. Over the past 6 months, we saw it be going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then over the past year, it's nearly back up to that crazy prices we saw pretty much when the set came out, 150. So yeah, I mean, I've said this time and time again. I think this is, unfortunately, in a way, the strongest set. And when I say unfortunately, it's because it sucks to open. It's terrible. The worst set to open. But yeah, it's still very, very good though. And I think it'll do well. Right? That's why I bought so many, especially the Pokemon Center version. And I think Prismatic will do very well. It's an Eevee set. Right? Pokemon Skies 2.0 will do very well. So yeah, this one hasn't been affected even by mass reprints. They could print more in next year, of course. But okay, then we've got the SPC coming in from Prismatic. I believe this one has gone down because it's gone down here in the UK. So yeah, this one has taken a bit of a dip as well. Over the past month, you can see it's dropped 16%. It has actually gone down, and we can see that gone down there. So it was high at 324, 325. And now dropped about $50 in value, which is, you know, nothing to be to ignore, you know what I mean? So it's still not gone back down to where it was when it came out, but I still think this is an incredible product. I think it's a home run. It's very unique, especially when you come to like the little pouch and promos and just everything in there. We talked about UPCs before in the past, like the 151's very good. We've obviously got the new Charizard one coming out, the old Charizard one as well. This one's a very good one. So I think this one under $300, I think is a very, 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 very good one. So yeah, fallen, but not the worst. White Flare. Okay, so pretty newish set, of course, for White Flare ETB. We're looking at $77. This thing's been yo-yoing like crazy over the past 3 months. But overall, it has actually gone down a little bit from when it came out. So go back over the past month, dropped by about 4%. Black Bolt White Flare, very good sets. You know, a lot of value to be had in there. Fun to open as well. But people just don't care. People more interested in Mega Eva right now. People still interested in getting Destined Rivals, Prismatic, where Black Bolt and White Flare are taking a hit. So, yeah, falling a little bit, but nothing really too bad. Obsidian Flames booster boxes. So this obviously is a set that has done very well due to its age more than anything, even though the set value is terrible. We're looking at 300 or 285. Has actually gone down a little bit. So over the past month, it's dropped by 10%. So that's what I said, you could be looking at that going, oh my God, I lost 10%, which is a lot, but it's also gained so much. If we go back over the past year, it's still up 140%, right? So yes, there's a little bit of a correction there, but jumping up 140% is ridiculously impressive. And like I say, it's been selling for about 285, 300, so still pretty good. I think it'll bounce back up. It's not getting reprinted, it's too old. I mean, look, they can reprint anything, right? But I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, it's going to appreciate in value. Might be a little bit slower going into 2026. It's still really, really good. Right, we're looking at Sword and Shield. We've got Silver Tempest now, booster boxes. Again, this one has gone down. So we're looking at $450-ish over the past month. Dropped by 9%. We can see here all-time high was around about 490, let's say, close to 490. And now we're looking at 450. So it's knocked off about 10%. So yeah, I mean, again, we're seeing a bit of a correction there, but look on the year, it's up 167% pretty much from the end of last year when we saw the boom happen. And it went from 167 up to nearly $500 in a single year is ridiculously impressive for a set that's not even realistically that great, but still doing really well. Sticking with Sword and Shield, Fusion Strike booster boxes, they were very expensive, but they've come down a little bit. They were over 1k, you know, we got about 1,030. They have dropped a little bit, go back over the past month. They've dropped roughly about 5%. So again, not a huge amount, but look on the year. Okay, that's really weird. I don't know what happened there. Over the last 6 months, let's take a look. 30%, pretty good. Fallen down a little bit, but still ridiculously expensive. This is one of the ones I've sold recently. Sold a few of these. So, but yeah, very, very pricey. Crown Zenith, again, home run set has been climbing like crazy. Let's see, has this gone down recently? Looks like it's just flatlined. I don't know. Okay, it's come down a little bit, but not too much. On the past year, up 261%. So, no, the sky is not falling. Everything is not crashing. But yeah, very, very good, by the way. 261% is bonkers. Finally, we're going to finish off with Evolving Skies. We go the big boy. 2.5k for a booster box of the past month. It's dropped a little bit. Watch out. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't really done much. You know, recently, it's kind of just stagnated a little bit. But over the past year, this thing has gone up by 189%. So little amount has probably been sold of this. Like here in the UK, it's about £2,000 pounds on eBay. So for me, it's like, even though it's gone down a bit and it's going to stagnate, it's probably going to drop a little bit. It's already cemented its you know, desirability, as it were. So for me, I think Evolving Sky did pretty well. But overall, looking at some of these, I mean, I just grabbed some that have gone down. I've grabbed some that have gone up. So not everything has been going down, but some stuff has fallen. Right? We can't deny that stuff hasn't fallen, you know, that we looked at today, but something like this, it's, you know, pretty stagnant, which is, you know, to be expected. Here's the thing, is everything falling? No, but some stuff is falling 10 to 15%. Now I get the understanding where people look at, you know, like you look on that like collector app or whatever it is, and they're seeing the big downward arrow, they're seeing the, you know, the red text and panicking. You're like, oh my god, what's happened? Especially we've had literally pretty much like 10 months of solid, insane growth from month to month to month to month. And then you literally have a month where not only does it not grow by an insane amount, it doesn't grow at all. And in fact, it retracts and goes back the other way. You're then going, oh my days, what is happening? This is it, right? And I do expect it to continue to fall. I do. I think going into 2026, I do expect it to go down over time. So you could be seeing Sword and Shield era booster boxes start to slip. You're going to start to see Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes, especially the more recent ones that came out this year. You're going to see some of them start to slip, especially start seeing reprints, which is to be expected, of course. I think anybody that came into this year or the back end of last year going into this year and expecting everything to and see this growth and everything keep going up, this is a very, very unusual year. I can understand why people are cashing in. I've cashed in on a few things which I'm happy with. There are a few things that I've picked up 4 years ago when I came back in 2021 that I brought and was like, you know what, my goal was to hold them to 3 to 5 years or at a point where I'm happy, at a price point where I'm willing to sell it, and that's why I've sold them. So, you know, it's one of these things, and I'm using that money to pick up stuff ready for the next, you know, growth to happen for some of these, and that's what I've been doing. So that's why I've been picking up some Destined Rivals, some Prismatic Evolved, some Surging Sparks, and things like that, which I think are going to do very, very well from Scarlet and Violet era. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Have you been selling? You know, you're looking to pick up stuff. Where do you think the market's going to go? I'm going to do another video. I'm going to be doing a deeper dive, talking about things like that, you know, talking about where I think, you know, my predictions or where I think things will go in 2026. So make sure to stay tuned for that one. But that's it from me, guys, in today's video. If you made this far in the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe for more Pokemon content. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.